too. Look at that hair. Look at his hair. That's real, eh? He actually looks like this.
In real life, folks.
This is like a Friday morning. That's what this guy looks like.
I showered for like the first time in 4 days today.
That's what it is. I 100%.
I wish that was a joke.
He did not shower. If you go back to last week's episode, he didn't shower at all.
If anybody out there has twins, tell me how often you shower. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, my biggest problem's like eating Taco Bell the night before a podcast. That's it. Other than that, you are...
Yeah,
you got a lot going on.
You'd shit worse than Victoria's Secret's team in week 1.
I don't know about that.
It was pretty bad.
He was fucking bagoo diarrhea everywhere. 71?
So welcome everybody to episode 4 of the Big Businesses Podcast, the podcast made for pros, not Joes.
I was about to cheers you too.
Okay, let's cheers anyway.
Cheers you anyways. This guy.
Hey guys, so just finished up. A little mezcal for the Friday. Just finished up the full entirety of week 1 of the NFL. Lots of news to talk about.
There's so much.
Lots of fantasy implications. And we're filming this today on the Friday, just past, obviously, the Thursday game. And
no pressure, but when does this video come out?
This video will come out this weekend. I have family in town, so I have no idea when I'm going to edit this. But we'll figure it out. But, we rushed a little bit.
Subscribers want to know, man.
They do.
How many do we have now?
I think we have probably
19 and counting.
Yeah.
I think, not that I didn't just check 5 minutes
ago.
I think it's 19.
This is a 12-team league. So those are some real human beings outside of this league.
Yep.
So just no pressure. We did rush episode 3 a little bit. If for those eagle-eyed viewers, I spelt league wrong.
Oh, did you? I didn't even catch that.
I
forgot to put a U in the word league.
It's because I'm a big picture guy. Football knowledge.
We're running a
big picture.
Fantasy football league, apparently.
It's a league.
It's a league.
Because we can't run a league without you.
You. See? So he did it intentionally so that we could use this for this episode.
Yeah.
Forward thinking, I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But we do have one big piece of the news to get to. On this, by the way, very sad Friday the 13th. If anybody is a fan, this is a total sidebar. Total sidebar.
Football-related stuff.
This is completely not about football. The last episode of the Grand Tour is out today, and I'm sad. Anyways, back to news. We do have to backtrack a little bit. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
No, football.
If you like
football,
cars,
football,
you like that
football.
show. So backtracks, we do have to have a moment of silence. And Joe and I are just going to sit back. We're going to relax. And we are going to apologize to our silent ninja collectively. It's true. Yeah, it wasn't our finest hour, was it?
Yeah, no, I mean...
But we did it justice.
I think we said it well, and we can move on from it, right?
We can.
Well spoken, by the way.
Thank you. You know what? It was a mistake on both of our parts, but mostly mine.
I hated him just as much as you did.
Let's be honest. Fantasy gods got involved. That was...
Yeah, like, how is that even possible?
It's possible because it's podcast. And he listened to it.
Oh.
And Joe Mixon listened to that podcast, and he destroyed our lives.
Fuck your podcast.
He did.
That's what he said.
He said, fuck your podcast.
Yeah,
however,
nice.
What about that? Right there.
So, I mean, our apology can only last so long. So, why did Silent Ninja drop Gus Edwards when David Njoku was out? Could have put him in your IR spot, signed another guy. Instead, you dropped Gus Bus. David Njoku's sitting on your bench with an O status. That's terrible management. I can't even come back and apologize for this a week later. That's just bad. That's bad business.
They call that a low fantasy IQ.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Mixon. So it all makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. We're idiots, so yeah.
We are, yes. But, having Joe is big. Not big enough, though, for week 1. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's talk about our week 1 Big Businesses Classic, our matchups. I'll go first. We'll talk about our Draft Wizard CEO, Victoria's Secret, A+ draft grade, the best drafting manager in fantasy football history. He went out and he scored the lowest points of anybody this week and would have lost to every single person. So King Henry's Legion was really gifted the win there by being awarded the matchup of the week against the worst fantasy manager we have, I think.
Yeah, so he had Reed play on, Friday?
Yeah.
And the matchup was over, basically.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So he got more out of like 2 guys than Draft Wizards got out of his entire team.
But you know what? A+. Just an A+ effort, and it wasn't too great. But go on to the next one. Silent Ninja, I am very happy to have given you your first loss of the fantasy season. It was rough.
We pegged him at 29% chance of winning, and then he almost beat you.
He did.
So I was nervous too for a second.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like a double apology, that would have been rough.
I was
a
bit fortunate on that one, but I'll take it.
I don't like. Do we have to do this next point?
We have to do this next one.
We do.
Joda World, our commissioner, absolutely shredded by the fantasy team with the worst name in fantasy history. I can't even say it. It's just too long.
Idgaf Fosbidge Jicken.
That
guy.
It's a bad one. But playing him this week, not looking forward to it. He has a pretty solid team.
That's cool. But
you lost.
I did. I lost pretty
handily,
bad, but
handily.
I lost. I think I'll be all right.
Handily.
You know what's good though? After a big loss like that, just having a bye week, just taking a week off, just a nice break from the action, right? Get my guys to regroup, and I think week 3 I'll be 1-1, so it's nice. So it'll be good.
Who do you have this week?
No, I'm on bye this week.
Oh, that's right. You took a bye. Yeah. It's a common week to bye.
It's Draft Wizards, but it's technically a bye. I need to get 71 points, and basically I'm back to 500.
So if you score 72
points, and I'm back to 500. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So it's a bye week.
Yeah. Everybody should get one.
Everyone's pretty much getting a bye week.
I think everybody will get one when they play him.
Next.
Oh, I don't like this one.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like this.
So if you did watch episode 1, thank you. It was terrible.
We had moments. But one of the good moments was
Cheaper by the Dozen. We gave him the name as he allowed us to give his name on the air. The problem is he changed his logo. You can't do that. You have to put the logo back up. Cheaper by the Dozen. You have 4,000 children. We need to make sure that everybody knows that. But you did get a big win over, I think it was either Will Boski or Jeremy, due to the terrible football name again. But good job. You got to win. And that's basically what we're looking for. And then Hawk Tua.
Hold on. He lost Jordan Love going forward.
Oh,
he lost Puka Nacua going forward.
Well, he did.
He did. He's getting bombed right now. And he lost his picture, so he needs to get that back.
Well, that's probably why he changed his picture.
Yeah, he's losing all his kids.
Get your picture back. Don't fuck around. Okay, next we have Hawk Tua, who now will have the good fortune of starting Baker Mayfield probably for the rest of the year.
So Hawk Mayfield, is that
Hawk Mayfield?
Hawk Mayfield.
Yeah.
Which is actually better. So
it is a little bit.
The fantasy gods were like, we just can't let you do an entire fantasy season with Tua.
It's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
Right there. That's basically where he hit DeMar Hamlin with his face. Try taking a slide. Just throwing it out there. I wish him well. And I hope he doesn't have any permanent long-term injuries. But damn, son.
Like, learn how to slide, dude. You had 4 concussions 2 years ago. You forgot already?
You were 3 yards.
Did you forget?
3 yards past the line.
Yeah.
Take a slide.
Just gives his body up when he's down 21. You just gotta love that.
He was like, okay, I'm going to hit DeMar Hamlin in the chest, so one of us is going to go down.
It's honestly Will's fault, though, right?
He's either going to get a concussion.
Can we agree that that's Will Raymond's fault? Like,
it is
specifically Will's fault.
And you know what?
This guy's not supposed to be starting, and he knows it.
No.
He shouldn't be on a starting lineup in a fantasy football league. 12 quarterbacks get drafted. He should not be a starter.
No.
Hate it.
But
who owned him last year?
I have no fucking idea.
You did.
Did I? I have no idea. He was really good last year, though. He played all 12 games. All 16 games. 17 games? How many games are in season?
I don't know. They change it every 5 minutes. Every 5 weeks, they get another game.
He played the whole season.
Yeah.
Then he got paid $212 million in the offseason.
And Will drafted him.
And then he's probably going to be done. Listen, you don't want to see it, but that, again...
Yeah, that's not something I think he's back soon from.
Well,
so they might.
He was contemplating retirement in the offseason.
Yeah.
Before last season, sorry. So in the 2022-23 offseason.
Will knew that, though.
He was going to retire.
Know that. Yeah.
He had 3 concussions that season.
Yeah.
Plays a full season. Hey, things are good. Massive contract, or at least good-sized contract for a guy with that many concussions.
Do you think Will drafted with a concussion? Do you think that's how that happened?
That's the only real logical explanation. That Will Boski had a concussion during the draft and drafted Tua, and then gave him a concussion.
If Tua comes back and just gets like 400 yards next week, I'm not doing an apology.
I'm also quitting podcasting.
Yeah, that will be season for us.
That will be done.
Okay.
We will be the harbingers of bad information.
This next one's brutal. Just brutal.
That was something. Okay, Taco Monsters, Snorlax reigning champion. They go toe-to-toe with less than a tenth of a point, giving Snorlax the win because he started Jordan fucking Mason.
He won by 6 yards. And some context behind this too. These two met in the semifinals last year. Taco Monsters was about to win the matchup, would have won the championship had he made the finals, and on the last drive, Ayuk,
I totally forgot.
he caught like 4 balls on the drive that didn't even matter, and he beat him by less than a point.
Garbage time victory.
Beat him by less than a point twice now. So you don't even know this. I got a surprise for you.
I like surprises.
Don't you?
I love surprises.
So
What do you got?
I reached out. I went to California this week for you guys. I wanted to get a statement from this guy.
Okay.
So revenge from last year. He was all jacked, right?
Is he in Cali now?
Yeah, he's in Cali. We covered that in episode
We did.
1. You
Right.
forgot.
Listen,
This is
I don't
Chris,
know who half these people
Chris
are.
Rizzi, Rano,
Oh,
that we're
okay.
talking about.
Gotcha.
You're like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
That was a joke,
So,
Riz.
yeah, he's not happy. He's not a happy camper, right?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it in the pod before we get too much dead air over here.
Yeah, okay. So,
Maybe we should have had this prepped. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, I could have had the text lined up ahead of time, but I didn't. And dead
3,
air,
2,
dead
and-
air.
Let's just. You really
Well,
got
anyways,
this?
I can paraphrase it. So
Yeah, let's paraphrase it.
he was like, "Bro, I didn't even want to highlight it too much. I'm just devastated." Then he said,
Yeah.
and I
There's
mean,
a
I'm
more.
kind of paraphrasing.
There's a dot.
He's like, "This shitty, pompous, hairy asshole. What the fuck is the fucking nerve of this piece of shit, jersey ripping, pie eating son of a bitch, like just coming into week 1, getting spanked, and then coming back with Jordan Mason? Like, who the fuck does this guy think he is?" That's what he said.
I believe it.
Yeah,
He
it's
gets
pretty
heated.
much the exact text message.
He gets heated. He's
Verbatim.
the global warming reason for California. He gets so heated.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Does he have a house or is he unhoused in California? Just because there's a lot of unhoused. I wasn't sure. He's probably homeless.
I mean, I have no idea.
Okay, fair,
he
fair.
probably had to sell his house after losing all his big biz winnings
Well, after
last
that,
year
he probably burned his
because of
house to the ground.
Snorlax.
And started another forest fire. So
Like, I'm mad for him, and I wasn't even a part of it. Eh?
I feel for you. And when I remember who you are, I'll apologize.
I'll show you a picture after. Okay,
Rizzy,
Maybe
it's a
you-
shitty loss, and 2 times in a row.
that's
sucks.
tough, man. That's a tough
That's
one.
a suck one. Yeah, that's really, really tough. But do you want to get into that Constitution? Or do you want to go to the Big Biz matchups for week 2?
Let's do the Constitution.
Okay,
This one's interesting.
you give her.
So this was. Do we say who sent it?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. So this was my brother sent this one forward.
Copy paste.
Copy paste. He sounds good. He looks pretty good, but I
He
don't know about
sounds
this
like
one.
this.
So we're gonna throw it out there, and then you guys let us know what you think.
But as a reminder, he's the Jason Kelsey of the brothers.
Yeah,
He has his
no.
shit together.
He's the responsible one. He wins his matchups, unlike this guy. Yeah,
He wins life.
he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So if you pick up a player from waivers for under $20, you cannot use them as a main piece of an actual trade without an actual statement justifying why. Burden of proving it's not fucking shit falls on both parties of the league.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't think it's a Constitution piece.
I don't think so either.
I think you can do what you want. If you pick up a player, you pick up a player. You do what the hell you want with them.
So I've been on the other end of that. I've signed a guy,
Yeah.
right? And I might not even need him, but I'll sign him as like either a trade piece
Yes.
or if I'm signing, like a tight end or something, right? So if I'm signing like a tight end, but I already have like 2 tight ends, I might take
3.
that third tight end to just shop him to somebody who might not have a tight end. Right?
Yeah, well,
do you know
yeah.
of any specific example where something like that might have happened
I might
before?
know one. There was a guy in our 2.0 league. Our
Oh, okay.
half PPR
Yeah,
league,
yeah.
Keeper league.
Yeah.
That had
Was he like was he a good looking guy?
He's decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
I think
He does well for himself. He had 3 tight ends. George Kittle, Trey McBride, and Dawson Knox. And purely out of spite and comedy, a combination of spite and comedy, took Isaiah Likely, because he was a hot candidate off the waiver wire, for the entire free agent bid for the year of $100.
$100 for the year, no more. This guy's not making another waiver claim all year.
Done. And you know why?
Because Snorlax wanted him?
Because Snorlax wanted him. Everybody wanted him, and I didn't need him.
Fuck that guy,
So,
right?
you know what?
That one was for Rizzy. Rizzy's not even in 2.0.
Yeah.
He would be so happy about
I did
that.
it for Izzy.
Fuck you, Snorlax.
And he's on the trading block. He's on the trading block immediately.
I'm sure he's going to rush and give you an offer now, eh? Like just a spite pickup.
It was 100% spite. Also, a lot of just pure comedy gold because my team was pretty good.
We needed some
It's not
material
great,
for the episode.
but
For
we need some material.
Epi 4 needed a spike in ratings.
If you want to have a good time in your fantasy league, you use your entire free agent budget on a backup tight end who might not basically get
I actually think
snaps.
he's going to be awesome.
He's going to be good.
I would have put a shit
If you
ton
keep
on
putting,
him, but
if you keep putting
maybe
Mark,
not 100.
if you keep putting Mark Andrews at left tackle, he's going to be fantastic. Anyways, that's my favorite thing. Thank you for bringing it up.
That was good.
Boom.
Super
$100.
Super good.
Risked everything on likely. He's likely going to pan out. I'll likely get a trade for him.
He's likely never going to play
He's
on
likely
your
not
team
going to
this
play
year.
on my team this year.
Yeah.
But he's likely going to be not on your team either unless you want to trade for me. Bing,
Do you
bang.
feel good about
Bing,
this
bang,
segment?
boom.
This is
This
cost
is a
you
great
$100
segment.
for this
baby.
segment. Okay.
$100. Let's go through a good, the bad, and the ugly for week one. There's lots to talk about. We'll do a little bit rapid fire. And let's see what's going on. Fun fact for you, because I came through this.
I didn't know this was true when you wrote it.
You know, okay, when you see stuff on Instagram, obviously you go, this is fucking bullshit. There's no way this is true. I had to verify it because it was an outlandish claim, but it is 100% true when it comes to this fact. And they have very similar games played. As of when I wrote this down, which was just after week one, Josh Allen has more career rushing touchdowns, or as many career rushing touchdowns as CMC.
He actually has more.
He has more.
Yeah.
So how fucking crazy is that?
That's nuts. He's a quarterback, by the way.
And CMC's one of
any first-time viewers, right?
He has
And CMC's the fucking man.
more
and he's got
rushing
more rushing
touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Than CMC.
That's nuts. Great stat.
It's a phenomenal stat.
He had 10 fantasy points last night, though. So
it was
fuck you, Dan. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, no, I mean,
Wild
Allen
stat.
is just in a league of his own for fantasy purposes. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It sucks it took every weapon away from him for the most part. And
Yep.
can they please pass to Keon Coleman? Like, what is going on?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
so
I don't
frustrated.
know, man. They're Mac Hollins, Shakir. I still like Shakir as the one over there, but that's a...
Shakir.
See, I go Tupac, you go Shakira. I love that. That's
Well,
good.
You know, you go to what turns you on the most, I guess. But James Cook last night, just racking in 3
Oh
touchdowns.
my God. He looked good.
He's cooking.
Yeah, he
There's
looked good.
no question.
And that production's going to be there every week too. So,
I don't think so.
I don't think Allen's going to go for 10 ever again, right? But I mean, the passing touchdown option is there. He's going to get goal lines now. He wasn't getting them last year. So Cook's going to be good, man.
I'm
Cook's going to be really good.
The Bills look a lot. 2 things about the Bills. They look better offensively than I thought they would.
Yeah, way better.
And they look a lot better defensively without, like, I thought they'd be devastated without Milano, which they are. They're missing him.
Well, I don't know who said this before, maybe a previous episode, but sometimes a good offense can balance out your defense, and then your defense actually doesn't have as much pressure on it. But I don't know whoever said that. It was
Maybe.
like whatever.
Or maybe also the Tua factor where he gets knocked out.
Yeah, or they were playing Tua, and so everybody looked like a fucking superstar.
And he had
last
some
night.
awful play calls and some really bad throwaways. But at the same time, their defense looked, they had a great play. They had a really good game plan against Tyreek Hill. They doubled him on everything. They basically just flushed guys deep on him all the time. They looked really good.
Yeah, it was good.
I
Very
am
good.
frustrated, actually, how good they looked. But who's the steal of the draft, do you think? That steal potential of the draft?
I firmly believe after week 1, you have to say it. I think going forward, he's fine if he doesn't get hurt. Steal a draft, J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get hurt,
Yep.
could be stud potential.
One of 7 rostered running backs on the Taco Monsters squad. He's now up to 7.
See, that makes my 4 tight ends. Doesn't look too bad.
No, you can go for a 5th, man. Why not, right?
By the way, I did drop Dawson Knox. I'm at 3
I think
tight
that's a
ends.
good call. Yeah, I think it's safe.
Yeah. Baker's resurgence. I really want him to suck this week, naturally.
Yeah, clearly, but
I love
think
this storyline.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Storyline. I love it. I don't like Baker really that much, but I love that he was a lot of things, right? He's a big personality.
He was done.
He's matured a ton.
He's
seemingly.
like, he's the equivalent to like leaving a thread. Like you thought his career was over. He's out of the thread.
Gone.
That's it. He's done. Never gonna see him again.
But
and
he
then
grew
what
up
happens?
a bit. He comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all grows up. He comes back to the thread. He's gunslinging for 303. Mike Evans is a fucking rock star again.
And just
like
commenting, having a good time.
Yeah, he's having fun out there.
Just
he's having
a good
fun
time.
in that thread.
Just
now,
having
right?
a good,
So,
yeah. Like Baker's just really, and whoever we're referring to is just having a good time.
Yeah.
And that I think is important.
You like that?
Really important.
It's good.
But I also think he's just doing like he's
Kind
making
of
that team
for
look
that game though
dangerous.
this week.
I'm
Tampa,
super
Detroit.
excited
I
for
think
that
it's gonna be
game.
good.
I think it's gonna be tight. You know, we did beat them the last 2 times, including one for postseason, but it's gonna be a tight
Some
game.
bad blood there now, so it's
There's a
gonna be
little
good.
bit of blood, and also this is gonna test our secondary again, who was awful in week 1. What about Diggsy? Now, which Diggs? Quandre?
So, not that one.
Traylon?
So, yeah, I don't know if I believe it yet because the targets wasn't a ton, but he's laughing at this point for where he went in the draft. He's laughing at anybody who didn't draft him, right?
It's super early on that one for me. The
So
cat is.
he
the
went
cat's
5.
not
I
out of
think
the
round
bag.
5 or round 6 in our league. So
Okay, so week 1.
that's good value, man. He had 2
Yeah.
touchdowns, named team captain. So you start thinking like, is it Diggs? And then it's Nico. I love Nico Collins, but it's tough. It's going to be spread out every week regardless.
Yeah, well,
but people are just going nuts about Diggs again already.
I foresee a fantasy thing where they just have like one guy per week that they just pepper.
Yep.
Because all 3 of those guys can be a wide receiver, one for that team at any given time.
So I mean, with all those receivers out there, do you think Joe Mixon's going to hold up? He might regress, right?
Like that team.
He's not going to get 30 carries and multiple touchdowns every week, is he?
Oh man, that team looks really good.
Yeah, right?
That team looks really good offensively.
Yeah.
And defensively pretty stout.
I could see them Chiefs making it to the...
I see them at the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Not at all.
So, no.
Not at all. I think it's good. And David Montgomery, can we talk about how good he is? Now,
You can.
I will say...
I'm now like a huge fan.
I will say, even I didn't think his production was going to be where it's at. Gibbs has got another year under his belt. He's knows his playbook even more. He's maturing. But Montgomery is just still a tank of a man. And
That last drive was like...
He's exactly
Boner alert!
He's exactly what
Yeah.
people like want Pacheco to be. But Montgomery just does it. Like, he just... Granted, excellent offensive line when you're running behind Penei Sewell. Makes things a little bit easier.
That line is...
But he's just trucking
To me, it's... So they say the Eagles still, but I think the Lions actually have a better offensive line, and then probably the Eagles, but...
Yeah, they're pretty close.
They're gonna be top 5 every year.
And it's going to be
for the
based
next
on
year.
health. If they have healthy line, they're going to do excellent. But damn,
But he
David
just like
Montgomery.
he had burst too. He used to just be like a power back, but like he was
Yeah.
doing both. Like
He
he was
just-
bursting through the seams on the
love it.
outside. He was going straight up the middle, just wrecking guys.
Our running game
So I
looks
smashed
great.
accept on that trade from last week. By
Yeah,
the way.
you did.
Yeah,
You son of a bitch.
yeah. So I kind of like it now. But he still thinks Connor's better, so he won't even talk to me.
I do think
about it.
James Conner is better.
So do I.
Fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
Just because I think he'll be more consistent for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, but
Now let's go to the bad.
okay.
Etienne. Is he in
I
a
think
split?
I think he's in a split.
You think he's in a
I think
split?
it's a split. I would be worried as an ETN owner, eh? So
I see it very similar to the Detroit situation. You know?
except Detroit's got a great line. Their offense is high octane. They're going to score.
I'm going by running back situation.
So Jacksonville though is going to be in these games where like they're not going to have 30 carries to split between these guys. So
No.
if they've got like 18
won't.
carries to split and Etienne's got 9 or 10 totes, like that's shit. For where he went in the draft, 2nd round, that's shit.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough
For
place
like
to be.
anybody who drafted him and is trying to play me this week, coming off a 71-point performance, that is shit, right?
It is
So-
not favorable for
Yeah.
whoever that team may be.
Yeah, I'm not naming names, right?
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Now, what about Tony Pollard? Is he the guy on Titans? Because, okay, besides Pollard, is anybody else rosterable on that team?
all those
for fantasy purposes.
all those fantasy know-alls, like oh Levis is gonna have a year. Wait till the end. No QB. Will Raymond draft strategy. Take your Will Levis. Like no, terrible. Eh? Everybody on that team is shit. Pollard is the guy.
I don't.
We
it's
found
just-
that out last week, so it's not going to be a full split with Tajay Spears or whatever the fuck.
I don't.
Goldberg gives better Spears than Tajay, but
I think it's again too early to tell. You
Yeah.
have a couple guys coming off injuries. You have some good veterans in there. You're gonna have targets to throw to.
they've got weapons, they've got things, and it's not like they're going to shit the bed every week. But I don't know.
Put it this way, they're not Carolina, and
Yeah, they're definitely
they're not New York.
Yeah, they're
Giants.
Yeah.
Two of the
Daniel
most-
Jones. Wow.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a stat, and I'm going to get this wrong, but there was something about Daniel Jones throwing more pick sixes than touchdowns too. And I'm like, that's actually true. I fact checked that. That's actually true.
That was
Like, how do you still have a job, eh?
not only how do you
Like, I
still
feel
have
like
a job.
we're on thin ice with our podcast of like 19 subscribers.
How much do you just get
And this
paid?
guy is playing in New York and is pulling off this bullshit.
How much do you just get paid for having your eyes too closed? I can't even.
No, I can't do it. I don't even want to do it. The guy, we're not even going to remember his name in like 2 years from now.
Oh, yes, we
like,
will.
who was that quarterback on the
Yeah, we will.
Giants?
We're gonna remember his name.
The guy who ran for 80 yards and tripped over his own shoelaces.
That's
on
but
the field.
he's gonna be infamous though. Like that's
Yeah,
it's not
whatever.
remembering for a good
I
reason.
mean, Eagles fan, so who gives a shit, right? What
Yeah,
a
but
piece
but
of shit. Let him
fantasy
play
purposes,
forever, right?
What are you gonna do with Malik Neighbors? Who
I don't
is
know.
now saying he has an injury?
He's good to go. The alert just came up. Like,
did it?
Yeah. I didn't
Still.
silent my phone again, so.
Who's throwing him a football?
Yeah, no one.
He
So,
might throw it to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
He might
possible.
have some
Just
better fucking odds if he does that.
I would start him with confidence if he threw to himself. Did Fields do enough to keep his job?
Yep.
You think so?
He didn't get 20 fantasy points as predicted, but he only had 6 incomplete passes. He took care of the football. He ran for 54 yards.
You did your homework.
I did my homework.
Okay.
I did my homework. Well, you can't make a bold claim and then not watch the game, right? So
It's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that with a good eye. And I was
So-
a little bit closer, but I still,
I mean, he balanced the team out. I didn't even think they were going to win, and I thought he'd keep his job. They actually won the game, so I
Well,
think
they won
they're
the
happy
game for
with
what?
it. Wasn't
How'd they win
pretty.
the game?
What? Defense.
Yeah.
All defense.
Did
All
they score any
defense.
offensive touchdowns?
But did they need him
Did they
to
score
do
an
anything?
offensive touchdown?
No, but he did enough to manage that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Russ was out there, it could have been sloppy. He could have threw a pick.
Could've.
Another thing I read about George Pickens, who caught 4 30-plus yard balls in the same game. A couple of them were negated by penalties. In a game, that's never even happened, not even for Tyreek Hill. He's never caught 4 30-plus balls in a game before.
Was there an offensive touchdown that I didn't see?
There was not.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I think he got enough to keep the job. He's
Yeah.
playing Denver this week.
Well, it's hard to take away when they have a win.
Yeah.
You can't lose your job
Right.
after you get a win.
And I think the team's going to rally behind him. And then
I
this
think so,
week,
too.
if they play a team that's not Atlanta, who I think is actually pretty good, they're going to play. They're going to play Denver, and I think they're going to steamroll them. I think they're going to look good, and I think he's going to have a couple touchdowns. So
Okay.
then everyone's
Bold
going to be
prediction.
talking about Fields.
You find Steelers beating the Broncos, him getting a couple of touchdowns, either being on his feet or through the air, right?
Yeah,
So you're saying two
two
all-purpose
touchdowns. I'll go with that. Two touchdowns. Book it. No apologies.
I'm going to give him 2 picks, 1 touchdown, 180 to 220 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bagoo calls.
Well, that's our calls. We'll follow up next
Yeah.
week, see if that happens.
What's next on the? I like this
Puka
one.
and Puka not gonna play for a while.
Yeah. Puka, big concern, not going to play for a while.
Oh, that sucks, eh, guys?
I love it.
Yeah. Well, do it. Luckily, the Rams still have a guy named Cooper Kupp who seems like he's looking pretty healthy.
Oh, man.
When you
he's
get
so
21
good.
targets,
He's so good.
21 targets.
I know. What do you have? Like 18 catches or some shit? Like it was insane.
Yeah. It's he's gonna be feasting. And if you're a Cooper Kupp drafter, congratulations, you won the lottery.
I mean, I did say that I wanted Cooper Kupp and Connor. They were the 2 guys that went in good spots.
He was on
And
my
I didn't get any of them.
He was
or
on my
Barkley.
He was on my
but
don't
who's
draft
counting?
list, and that is my football knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big fail.
Now he's awesome. Puka is
Yeah.
going to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not heartbroken
We
over
don't.
it.
Did we get any
He has
confirmation?
a brother too. I always talk about siblings. Did you know he has a brother?
Yeah, he's been returning.
Samson Nakua.
Yeah, it's a beauty name.
And he got a
It's a great
touchdown in the preseason, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Nakua scores again, but this time it's Samson." I'm like, "Is that a real fucking thing?"
Was that kick return or punt return?
It was. Yeah, it was fucking special teams.
Pretty
but
sweet, man.
I was like, it's like James Franco has a brother. Who? Dave Franco? Is that a real person? Right? Like that's the same thing. Samson Nakua. Like, is that real? Like,
That's
yeah,
100%
it's
real.
fucking real.
And a great name.
Now he's more productive than his brother. So there you go.
Well, they're both gonna have the same amount of playing time the next couple of games.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I think
It's
he's out.
unfortunate.
I think he's out a while though. Like, but probably like he's coming back and he's got to get into shape like week 10ish. Like, so if you own him,
No.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this Puka
I'm
injury
thinking,
is
I'm
actually
thinking he's
pretty
back
serious.
if they well, you'll know if they IR him at any point. But
I think they
worst
didn't.
case,
they? If they didn't, they're going to.
I should know that. Week 5.
You know who probably doesn't know that? Ryan Meyer.
Nakua.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should probably check that out. Maybe put him on your IR slot, or just drop David Njoku.
He signed Alan Lazard to fill in the void, so he should be fine.
Well, Lazard,
Wow.
they're a big break it.
Yeah.
Well, he's not back. Let's be
no.
up there. He had a week. Rookie debuts. Marvin Harrison, subpar, 4 yards.
Yeah. Kyler Murray after the game. It's not my job to get Harrison the ball.
It's exactly your job.
Is that not your job? Like, that's
your job is to
literally
pass the
your
football
job. Your
to
job
your
isn't to
stars.
throw to Michael Wilson to make me look bad for like one play, right?
Who? Another great.
A nothing person.
A nothing person.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
And then also Caleb Williams. Who kind of called that one? This guy?
Yeah. I was doing
football
that 'cause
knowledge.
of the fingernail thing.
Also fingernails.
Yeah.
He's going to be a problem in the locker room. Everything aside, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Dude, Hard Knocks and before week 1,
Terrible.
this guy's coming out like Apollo fucking Creed, eh? Like Mr.
Oh
fucking
my
America.
God.
Like this guy's gonna crush life, eh? Take no prisoners. End of the game, they win, but it's because of their defense. They look like their offense looked like utter shit. End of the game is like Paul Creed like laying dead after the Russian attack.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, he's folding faster than Chinese kids in the sweatshop.
They fold pretty
They
fast.
fold so fast.
Wow.
He's not.
We make
doing well.
one comment an episode that could get us canceled.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just throwing feelers out there.
That's a terrible one right there.
Sweatshops, yeah.
Which, by the way, I buy my clothes locally. Locally made, free range organic.
This was actually pretty cheap, and I think it was made in Malaysia. So thank you, all our Malaysian subscribers today.
And don't forget the propane sales.
Oh yeah. Any local propane dealers out there, we appreciate you.
Yeah, so terrible for that, but not as bad as
The ugly
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
And this is the ugly, folks.
Oogly.
You could put, obviously, we were talking to Daniel Jones fits in this category, but Deshaun's descent is terrible. Not only does he have obviously other allegations come into play, which the person who is presenting the allegation is meeting with the NFL this week for some reason. Maybe that's a regular thing to do, that when somebody puts a sexual assault allegation, they meet with the NFL.
But
guess what?
let's play
It's
devil's advocate. It's
gonna
only
be
his
dropped.
25th occurrence, right? So
Yeah.
that's fine.
In a week,
We crushed more broads than that at 29 Park.
It's
so
going to be
fine.
settled out of court. And they're going to walk away with a gigantic purse.
Yeah.
Full
Yeah,
of cash
yeah.
from Roger Goodell.
Number 25.
But what's worse than his play is his social media game. And there's I'm not sure if you saw this going around.
It's not, well, I wouldn't be.
We don't know if it's
not
him.
I don't think it's him. You think it's him?
I don't think it's him. If for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's an account, Leroy Bickers.
That's a real name.
And
That doesn't sound
I think
fake
that's a
at
real
all.
person.
Yeah.
But they've been going through all of his social media and
Leroy.
like harshly criticizing anybody who says anything poor against Deshaun Watson, because he's a big fan of Deshaun Watson's. Like I did some digging.
There was a lot to cheer about from last week. So,
I did some digging, and I actually found out who Leroy Bickers is.
I can't believe you pulled this up. You found it.
I did. Like,
this guy is.
We can't confirm his identity because he pixelated his face, but we'll leave it for you right here. He's a big fan. But whoever that is, Leroy, good job defending him.
Looks familiar.
He looks pretty familiar, but I honestly I can't be sure. So yeah, that was terrible.
Would you ever do that?
Sportscasting.
Would you ever do that though?
Do it.
Say our podcast was failing. Would you ever like change your handle name or like comment?
You did that,
as, like,
didn't you?
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying. Would you ever like say somebody's commenting on all our videos
Yeah.
and just trolling us like #1 Big Biz fan or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least we have a #1 fan out there. Like,
We have a
I think
fan.
that's fucking great.
Would I do that? No, I
They're
wouldn't do that.
commenting, right?
I have integrity,
Me
and
too.
I have no free time.
Yeah, no, me too.
You have lots of free time.
I wouldn't do that at work. I wouldn't do that at home or anything like that.
You wouldn't choose a name like...
making troll accounts to try to like make yourself look better.
If you
say,
did,
these
what-
guys are the real deal. I
If you
wouldn't
did, what
do
would the
that.
name be?
#1 Big Biz fan.
So since we're experts at this podcasting thing and being on air, we have a little bit to talk about between Tom Brady and Tony Romo. Who is better in Tom Brady versus Tony Romo broadcast? High pitches versus grunts.
Yeah, so this might be the first time and last time I'll ever say this, that Tony Romo's better at something than Tom Brady, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I am on board with what you're saying.
So Tom Brady gets out there. For sure he's nervous. It's his first go at it, right? Like, I kind of compare Tom Brady to my first podcast episode, right?
I compare him to my looks,
like,
so.
Well, you should.
No, I don't have that much Botox.
You handsome
Or
son
any
of
Botox.
So Brady comes out there and it's just like, he's nervous. Give it everything you got. Give it everything you got. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? He sounds like Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, eh? So I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I thought I was the only one. And then someone started messaging, does his voice sound high pitched? And then like, it's all over the internet. Everyone's like, it was a fail, right? I think he'll get better as he goes on.
He can fail for 5 seconds. He's going to be fine.
But then the polar...
He's Tom fucking Brady.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you like.
I had Red Zone on last week. There was honestly like 8 games playing at the same time. And they showed Tom Brady walking through the tunnel. I fucking paused Red Zone and I'm like... Just like... That man walks and I stop what I'm doing.
He's a handsome man.
Fuck.
The thing is...
I'm not...
I don't know if he has a career doing this.
I would... You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I don't know if he has a... Like... I don't even know if he's even going to enjoy this. Obviously, who the fuck knows except for Tom Brady.
I hope he's watching.
But he's not that great at this yet.
Yeah.
But, like him, I'm sure he's critiquing the shit out of his own stuff.
Right.
And he's going to be better next week.
But the first Tony Romo broadcast
so good.
Was like, he's trying to... And everybody loved him, and I'll always hate Romo, right? But, he's just got to sneak it in there. Like... I just broke the gains on your microphone, but Tony Romo, and he just got that 8-yard pass in there, and like
turn it down.
How was that? Was that too loud? But yeah, that's what he was grunting a lot. Someone told him something, and he calmed it the fuck down. So I think Tom Brady's gonna calm down.
It's like he was going through the play.
Yeah, like who had Taco Bell last night? Like what's. Was it Romo or was it me? Because his first episode was as if he was just taking a giant, you know what?
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah,
absolutely.
You got anything else you want to talk about this week, baby?
You know what? Yeah, just quick injuries. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Let's do some injury talk. The 2 big ones: Kenneth Walker, he has the oblique sprain, or not sprain, sorry, the oblique injury strain, and we have Christian McCaffrey on his calf.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
Fucking CMC.
Kenneth Walker, I think he's fine.
I think Kenneth Walker plays.
He's gonna deal with it. He's gonna deal with it. Fantasy purposes, I think he's playing.
People are ready to sip the Chardonnay, but I don't think so
either.
I don't think keep that on ice.
But I think McCaffrey's gone. They probably won't put him on IR, but if they may.
Yeah.
I don't think they need him back.
I don't think they will, but like shame on San Fran for how they've been reporting this stuff.
Sure.
There's fucking people out there that are...
That's fine.
I know, but there's people that are invested in this shit. And
bold claim, McCaffrey's not back till week 4.
Yeah, I actually think he's out multiple weeks. And I think Mason showed he can handle the rock.
That's the
right?
big piece, and they don't have super hard schedule for a while.
So
they're gonna
even
have
if they're 3-1 and then the guy comes back in week 5, sure.
Yeah, if you don't need him back, don't rush him back. He's just a star player.
I can totally see that. And pisses me off because in Dynasty I've got him.
Number 1 draft pick.
And you know who has his handcuff? Because I was taking a nap and this guy picked up Jordan Mason while I was taking a 2-hour nap like a month ago. So I'm sorry, Fantasy Universe, that I took a 2-hour break in the middle of the day.
Who's that?
Snorlax.
Yeah, of course it was.
That mother.
Because he...
And then he's just fast. And then he starts sending me trade requests and, McCaffrey's going to be out, and he's trolling me. And I didn't think McCaffrey was actually going to be out.
By the way,
the game comes around, McCaffrey's out, and Jordan Mason kills it, and he's clearly not on my dynasty team, right?
No.
And then after the game, they say to Jordan, I don't know if you caught this on the field. So
I did on Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday.
She's like, when did you know? When did you know? And he's like, Friday.
Yeah, it's like straight
Friday.
up.
Well,
we
why'd you report it at fucking 8:15, right? Like on Monday night.
Because Christian McCaffrey hates your fantasy team.
Yep.
And that's the truth. He just does.
And you know what?
But that's fine. Like, honestly, like, it is what it is. It's kind of shit, but shit for who?
I'm more
smart for
concerned
San Fran in the real world.
Where does this leave me and Poons' relationship?
Oh, you don't have it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
So to me, it's like I'm pissed, and I might just throw something out there because of how mad I am.
Let's hear it. To end week 4.
We're doing
episode 4.
We're doing cross contamination of leagues here.
That's fine.
You fucked me over in Dynasty, bro. Like, you really fucked me over, right? So I had to give you a Rome just to get my handcuff. And now Rome is going to be good for 15 years on your fucking team, and I'm going to have to hear about it for the next fucking decade, right?
He's going to be good.
Big biz. To anyone who takes Paul Pugna out this year, there is now a bounty on his fucking head.
Bounty gate.
$50 from the commission's bank account. Not the league funds. I'm putting $50 up to the guy who takes Snorlax out this year. No defending fucking 2-time shit. Fuck that shit. Take him out, $50. I'll take you out for dinner if you fucking eliminate this guy from the league. You're fucked. There was a code of honor amongst thieves, right? We don't go after each other's shit, right? You let me take a nap and you sign my handcuff and you fuck me? Yeah, $50.
That's it, folks. Bounty gate is on.
That's the first in history. I don't know nobody's put a.
If I
and
had
$10
my
for
flag,
Puka
I'd be showing
Nakua.
it.
I'm feeling froggy. $10 for Puka too. Let's do it.
$10 for Puka.
Yeah, whoever takes out Puka fucking
Puka
McGowan.
Nukem.
Puka McGowan. Whoever
not
takes
the
him
player.
out.
Not
$10.
the player. This isn't real Bounty gate. You're talking about Puka McGowan.
No, I was talking about Jared.
All right, so
I just wasted $60 on this podcast.
Let's set this up. So you mean take them out as in you're the person who takes them out of essentially the
You make
playoffs.
the playoffs. You eliminate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, $50.
$50.
Yeah.
There you have it.
And sprinkle in 10 for Jared.
Big businesses. 2 bounties out there. Commission just put $50.
You like that?
On the Snorlax.
What do you think I'm
$10 on
worth?
the Jared.
What do you think I'm worth?
At least a 4th round pick.
Okay.
I'm not
I'll
giving
take
it though.
it.
I'm not
I'll
giving
take
it
it.
though. That's fucking Bounty Gate. I love it.
Yeah.
Week 4, baby. Episode 4.
Cheers,
in the books.
guys.
Have a good week. Cheers
Happy
to week
football.
2 of the NFL.
Propane dealers.
Ass, gas, or crash. Fuck, that episode was good.
That was good.